slow, live it up, watching time go. Planning moves, things solid to this cheat code. Get your money, make it big, fuck being broke. Get your money, make it big, fuck being broke. Live slow, live it up, watching time go. Making moves, things solid to this cheat code. Get your money, make it big, fuck being broke. Get your money, make it big, fuck being broke. This how it is, the mission's Benjamins. And fuck the drama and the bullshit, we ain't little kids. My circle small, but my riders heart, they never quit. Get your money, keep it gangsta, solid, straight legit. Never switch like the real ones that die for this. It's fucked up, but this is truly how it is. I hope you're ready if you're picking this like full of sin. No turning back, I represent my vital to the end. Fuck the fakes and the snakes and everyone that hates. I'm not phased, I won't break, bitch, I'll never.
You are now watching M.O.D. Entertainment.
Alright, now starting off, we're going to be making our way to the southeast. The southeast is an area that is home to, a few town barrios. And we're going to be starting off with the oldest one probably on the list. If not, probably the oldest out of all these, town neighborhoods. Which is the Barrio JT or JTL, which translates to Barrio Gymtown Lomas or Barrio Gymtown or Gymtown Oil or Gymtown Lamplighters. Different meanings of how it started, you know what I mean? Because, when they first started, they were known as the Lamplighters, because they had, they would wear their varsity, the jackets with the wolf, leaning over the bent, street light. They were known as the Lamplighters, back in the days. Anyway, the Barrio Gymtown is, an old, large barrio within the southeast, well recognized within this area. Now, their territory is everything from Whittier Boulevard to the San Gabriel River Trail. From the San Gabriel River Trail, their neighborhood still extends, past that, all the way to Beverly Boulevard, and from Beverly Boulevard all the way to where the San Gabriel Freeway is at. So everything that's in the middle is considered their barrio, and even on the because right there where the freeway splits, the San Gabriel, River Freeway, on one side is the Dead End Locals. Then you got the Gymtown on the other side, and then on the lower side you have the Quiet Village. So, and then crossing the riverbed, you have Pico Nuevo. So, and then, crossing that from the other side is Pico Viejo. So it gets very treacherous in this area. It's gang infested. There's just, hey man, they be cracking in these areas. You know what I'm saying? And Gymtown has been a barrio that has been right here since the 1920s, well established. With, at least this is what I was told, with more than 280 members to the Gymtown's gang. You know what I'm saying? I was told this was just a rough estimate, but the homie had said that there are roughly about 400 and something members to the Gymtown. Now, the Barrio Gymtown, the reason why it's called Gymtown is because it's named after a cantina that used to be right there. A cantina, that was, it was not as the normal kind of cantina. It was known as, the one where, where the activity will crack down in, you know what I'm saying? Illegal gambling, prostitution, drug sale, you guys already know what kind of cantina we talking about. You know what I'm saying? And it was known as the Gymtown, so they named themselves after that. At least that's what I was told. Like I said, there's different versions to the story, but at least that's the story that I was told. And like I said, the Barrio Gymtown is already an old school barrio that continues to still be right here and representing and holding it down for theirs and the JT. Now, for the next barrio on the list, we actually don't have to, travel far at all, because right here in the city of Whittier, still in the southeast, it is home to another one of these town barrios. Now, for this one, we actually have to slide on through to the uptown portion of Whittier, to be exact. And the uptown portion of Whittier is where we're able to find the barrio Uptown Whittier Barrio Locos. Yes, Uptown Whittier Barrio Locos is a neighborhood that often gets forgotten that it is a town's neighborhood, because that is the name of the neighborhood. Although you do see it up as WVLS, Whittier Barrio Locos. Essentially, the name of the hood is Uptown Whittier Barrio Locos. That's why you see it up like that, how they get it tattooed, and etc. And now the Whittier Barrio Locos neighborhood is everything that's from Beverly to Pickering Avenue, all the way down to Whittier Boulevard all the way to Painters Avenue, and Painters Avenue all the way back to Beverly. So everything that's in the middle is considered their barrio. So that's throughout Greenleaf Avenue, that's throughout Broadway, Camilla Street, that's throughout Hadley Street, that's throughout Bailey Street, that's throughout Philadelphia Street, throughout Wordman Street, throughout Mar Vista, Walnut Street, all of that. All of that is what's considered the Whittier Barrio Locos neighborhood. You know what I mean? And this is a well-known neighborhood within this area. You know what I'm saying? People, you could judge and say whatever they want. It definitely gets on and cracking. And no, this is not the neighborhood in which the rapper Chino Grande is from. I see that people always try to put that. No, this is not his neighborhood. He's from a different Whittier gang. This is actually the neighborhood of the rapper. I think his name is Travieso. He raps with Charlie Roll, though. This is the barrio in which he is from, not Chino. You get what I'm saying? So you could go peep out his music. They got some right here on YouTube. Homie gets down. Right there with Midget Loco and all that. Now the Uptown Whittier Barrio Locos, you can see it up either way, Uptown or because sometimes you just see the graffiti just say Uptown, or just sometimes it just says Whittier Barrio Locos, but it is the same neighborhood, just different ways of writing it. That's just how it is. But essentially the whole name of the barrio is the Uptown Whittier Barrio Locos, and they already been right here, well established, and like I said, with a pretty big, massive amount of territory. And it gets treacherous right here because right here, you got a gang of neighborhoods because just right there, you have the Whittier Hustlers, then you have the Brown Brotherhood, and then you have the rest of the Whittier neighborhoods. Like I said, it gets chaotic, homie. You know what I mean? It's not as lovely as people want to, say that it is and everything like that. Man, they be cracking right here in the Southeast, let me tell you. And no different. Right here, the Uptown Whittier Barrio Locos be still representing for theirs. Now, the next town barrio that we have on the list, we actually have to slide on through to the area of Long Beach. Long Beach, infamous area, full of a lot of Crip gangs, a lot of, homeboy neighborhoods, obviously the home of the Longueros, but not just the Longueros, because there's several other barrios, in Long Beach, besides the Longos, like Barrio Long Beach, Playa Larga, and another one of these town neighborhoods within this area, which is the Barrio BST. BST translating to Barrio Small Town. Barrio Small Town is, a pretty old school neighborhood. Been right here since the 70s, homie, that they've been established right here. You know what I mean? Barrio Small Town or Pueblo Chico, you can see it either way, just the translation, one in Spanish, one in English. Now, their barrio is everything like from third, fourth, fifth, all of that, all the way to 7th, you know what I'm saying? Right there on Golden Avenue and Pacific Avenue. That's their domain. So that's their dojo, so throughout 4th, throughout, 5th, 6th, 7th, all of that is considered their barrio. Now their barrio, like I said, was established in the 1970s on 4th Street, right where the Golden Projects were. The Golden Projects were right there. That's where they started. That's where they come from, the Golden Projects. And the Golden Projects, in 1990, they were knocked down. They were demolished, to make it into Cesar Chavez Park. So they demolished the projects. Now, with them demolishing the projects is the reason this barrio spread. Because this barrio is not just located in Long Beach, although Long Beach is where they started, it's where they originated from, you know what I mean? The Tiny Winos, Clica, the Bad Boys, Tiny Locos, Tiny Wainas, Tiny Locas, the Pequeños, all of that, their Clicas, and Fourth Streeters, all of that. But when they knock down the projects, because when they knock down the projects and they have you move, they give you funds, right? So they relocate you, you know what I'm saying? Some of these families that were from these projects ended up moving to Orange County, to Anaheim. And not just this barrio, but several other barrios that stayed within that projects. The same thing happened to them. Kind of like how you ended up getting homies from Playboys and Barrio Pobre in Orange County. You know what I mean? Because they knocked down these projects. People have to relocate. They moved to different locations and bam, 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 bam. Because this barrio is also located in Anaheim. You have the Anaheim Barrio Small Town and you have the Long Beach Barrio Small Town. Both are the same barrios. You know what I mean? It's the same gang. Just different locations, you know what I'm saying? But yes, it is the same gang, but it originated here in Long Beach, and that's the reason why they ended up in Anaheim, because even though their neighborhood is still here in Long Beach throughout the back streets, it wasn't just the projects, but that was like their the heart of the hood. But throughout the back streets, you can still find them maintaining right there. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why they ended up in Anaheim is because when they bulldoze them, families move and then they establish over there, and that's how they ended up over there. But this is where they originated from. So the barrio, LBBST or ABST is the same neighborhood. You know what I mean? Holding it down for the barrio, small town in Anaheim and right here in Long Beach. Now, as we hit the road and slide on through to the area that is known as Pomona. You already know Pomona gets on and cracking, homie. Pomona's another, infamous area, gangbang, all of that, between, Cribs, Bloods, Homeboys. It gets on and cracking in the P-Town, Pomona. It be cracking right here. Like I said, it's not just like in LA where you could get shit popping. Shit pops all over the damn place. And Pomona is an area that is notorious for that, and it is home to one of these town neighborhoods. Now right here is in this area is where we're able to find the barrio HTP or HTR, or HT. Either one's, the right way, which is the barrio Happy Town Pomona or Happy Town Rifa or just Happy Town. You know what I mean? Happy Town Pomona is already a old school barrio that's been right here in this area. You know what I mean? Been doing things for the Happy Town Pomona. As a matter of fact, when people think about Pomona, it's one of the neighborhoods that comes into mind. You know what I'm saying? Next to the Cherryvilles and obviously the 12th Street. Apart from them, the neighborhood is, the Pomona Happy Town. You know what I'm saying? Pomona Happy Town is a real neighborhood that's been doing things right here, handling business. As a matter of fact, Happy Town Pomona is the barrio in which Drummer Boy, the rapper, this is his barrio in which where he's from. You know what I mean? He belongs to the Happy Town Pomona. And like I said, Happy Town Pomona has been right here for a cool minute already. And that is the real barrio's name, you know what I mean? Because often people think that homies are dissing or whatever, but no, that's the name of the barrio. Like I said, there's barrios that just have unique names to them, and this just happens to be one of them. You know what I mean? But don't get it twisted, because the Happy Town Pomona neighborhood does get on and cracking. Now, their barrio is everything that's from Valley Boulevard. Valley Boulevard, it still extends all the way to Impress Road all the way to Compass Drive, heading back all the way towards Ridgeway Street. So everything that's in the middle, throughout Valley Boulevard, because that's like the heart of their hood, that's like their domain. That's the boulevard that slices through their barrio, you know what I mean? Throughout, close to Cesar Chavez Park, even passing that, you know what I'm saying? Essentially, like roaming around like the Kellogg's Park and the Cesar Chavez Park, you know what I'm saying? It be cracking right here. These guys definitely, ain't playing, homie. The barrio, home, Happy Town Pomona, is said to be more than 150 members to the Happy Town Pomona. So, like I said, they do have numbers. They're an average size barrio that continues to still represent for them and hold it down for the, the HTP and still putting theirs on the map. Other. It's just a coincidence that this happened. I have already made a video breaking down all of this and more in depth. If you want to go scope out that video and check it out, where I discuss about the Barrio Dogtown. There's many different Dogtown neighborhoods and none of them are connected, even though despite what people want to say, they're all different gangs. I could assure you this. Homies from those barrios themselves have told me. Now, the original Dogtown is the one right here in Nellis in the William Housing Projects in Northeast Los Angeles. Is where the original Dogtown neighborhood started. It started in the 1800s when this barrio was established right there in the William Housing Projects, and that was the original Dogtown Rifa barrio. And then the next Dogtown neighborhood that you have is right here in Gardinas. In Gardinas, right here where the Bell Park is at, you know what I mean? This is where you could find the Dogtown Stoners, the DTS. DTS was a neighborhood that's been around right here since the 80s. It was around longer than that before, because before it used to be called the Bell Park Stoners, but then they changed their name to the Dogtown Stoners. And that is who they are right there representing in Gardinas, holding it down for the Dogtown Stoners. And then another one that you have is right here in Santa Ana on Montavista Street. You know what I'm saying? Close to the, West Myrtle and all of these neighborhoods over here is where you're able to find the Dogtown Rifa. The Dogtown Rifa, Santa Ana, is where you can find this neighborhood. And this neighborhood has already been right here since the 80s. Roughly more of a smaller neighborhood. You don't hardly see them up as much no more. But nonetheless, homie, a real barrio and still have real members and still right there maintain for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And then another Dogtown neighborhood that you have, and for this one you actually have to make your way down to the Riverside area. You know what I'm saying? To the west side, to be exact, close to where the drive-in theater. If anybody knows where the drive-in theater is at, that is where you're able to find, you're able to find the Dogtown Riva. So this R is not for Rifa, like people think. It's actually for Riva. You know what I mean? Riva obviously being short for, Riverside. And they've been right here since the 90s, don't really have that long. And, they're roughly more smaller. And this Dogtown is different because this is the only Dogtown that actually spells it with an S. So it's Barrio Dogs Town. So while the rest just use Dogtown, this is actually Dogs Town. Is what separates them from the rest of the Dogtown neighborhoods. And they're located right here in Riverside in the Dogtown Rivas. And then the other Dogtown neighborhood that you have, no, and I'm not even making this up, bro. I'm actually being serious. It's actually in the 805. Yes, the 805. Another one that you have, and I'm not even playing around, is right here in the 805 in the area that is known as Nipas, which is the Barrio Nipas Dogtown. Nipas Dogtown. I know that there's a Barrio Nipas 13, and then you have the, the Oysters neighborhood, and you have several neighborhoods within this area. But one of the other barrios that you have right here is the Barrio Nipas Dogtown. And yes, a real neighborhood, and it has no connection to the rest. As a matter of fact, when I covered all the Dogtown neighborhoods, I accidentally, forgot to add these guys just because there's so many, and keeping track of all the Dogtown neighborhoods is crazy. But this was another Dogtown neighborhood, is another Dogtown neighborhood located right here in the 805 that be putting theirs on the map. And this one actually was roughly started around the late 80s, early 90s when this neighborhood was established. And continues to still represent theirs for the Nipas Dogtown right there.
Thank you for watching M.O.D Entertainment. Make sure you like and subscribe.